Hey, good morning, everybody. Back for another day. Yesterday, we ended up pretty good. 430 between our goal is between 150 to 500. So this month is almost more than last month's entirety, where we were only going for $100 a day minimum, and now we're going for a minimum of 150 up to 500. And one of the big things I changed yesterday was that I'm going to announce the quarter entry for each stock based on the PDT that you have $25,000 in your account and you can margin up to $100,000. So I'm going to go ahead and follow that for me. I won't go beyond that share size just so we keep that. Those numbers should be something that's attainable for people. Now, Charlie figured out how much she was trading, which is basically when I trade. And she's trading an average of an hour to an hour and a half per day, or an hour and 12 minutes average for each day here. So that's what it took to achieve these numbers. One of these was a little longer, like that one. No, maybe not. Maybe that wasn't. One of these I struggled. There it was. Yeah, you can see by the number of trades. So you're not going to get these numbers in the time that I'm live with you. You have to, follow the strategy along, and hopefully it's working for you. May was, oh God, where's May? Yeah, here's May. So May, the whole month was 3893. I know I missed some days in there. I think the best day, was that the best day? 500. This is when I was starting to maybe trade a little differently. I can't remember. But we were just going for $100. So, you add that on. Now, if you're on a fixed income, like on Social Security, and you're just trying to make another $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 a month, and you're totally set, then you can live the life of Riley or whatever you want, whatever that means. I don't know who Riley actually is. But, then you're all set. So that's what we're looking to do here, guys. We're just looking to find a way to augment your income. But if you don't make the PDT rule, it's going to be hard to get those numbers because you can't margin up to 100,000. So then you're setting your goals much lower and just trying to follow the strategy. If you've got an offshore account, then you can take any number of trades you want. So that's fine. They're going to give you margin for much less. If you're not being able to take the trades, a lot of people do it with options, I know, and you can follow it that way. Otherwise, you're just trying to get a couple of trades, one trade a day, or you're trying to ride the my bias. My bias today is very green. I mean, the news is good, and then the news is out that they might cut it as much as 50 basis point, 0.5 basis points in September, and then a bunch of stuff. Well, here's the news. The CPI data came in softer, fueling a rally of the S&P 500. So that happened yesterday, and Nvidia surged to an all-time high, 184.50 yesterday. AMD is potentially affected by the similar Chinese advisories, which is China reported urged domestic firms to avoid using Nvidia. So that's some bad stuff, but I don't know. When they say urge, does that mean you get killed if you don't do what they say in their communist government? I don't know what that means. I don't know how much that'll affect it. I did trade some. We traded the Tesla with the RV strategy yesterday, and I have to tell you, that was one of the roughest days trading the RV strategy yesterday. Coming in a little later, the price action was a little more sluggish, and Tesla was really hard to call. I had a hard time. We ended up doing okay, but it was tough. So Palantir, there's no specific headlines. Government and regulatory developments here, sectors. She does a pretty good job bringing this together. I'm just trying to read. Tesla robotaxi launch news. Positive innovation catalyst, I guess, for Tesla. So that's a catalyst to go up. Rate cuts are expected. So, I was listening to CNBC this morning to some of the big, people that manage the money, and they're basically saying it's like trying to stop a moving bus. This bull market is just going straight up. But then we all have this feeling like this can't continue, especially when you have a government that's literally just printing money to deal with the debt. The debt's so out of control, and they stopped weighing that on the value of gold and all that. So they just printed, and they stopped having to report that they print money. So when is that going to catch up to us, right? So not to be a doom and gloom guy, but that's why scalping is good, because you're in and out right then, and whatever weird news happens, you can't get caught up in holding a position. But I think it's having money managers handle that is okay. I think having a balanced portfolio with bonds and maybe only like 20% in stocks, maybe something like that, and then I don't know, with the big money, right? And then when you're trading, when you're scalping or day trading, then that's when you have an account set aside to try to augment whatever they're making for you if you've managed to save enough to be managed. Some of you don't have that luxury, and all you have is day trading and a hard-working job. That's the majority of people. You are not alone. So you're just trying to make another $1,000, $2,000, $5,000 a month, and I'm trying to show you ways to do that. But it's not a fit for everyone, guys. It's not a fit for everyone. So remember, I am not a licensed financial advisor. So please seek the advice of somebody. If you can find a soul that tells you should day trade, which you probably can't, they'll all say, "What are you doing?" Mostly because they don't understand it, and they'd rather you pay a percentage to them and they'll have them manage your money. But that doesn't mean you shouldn't talk to. There are some good ones that will give you some advice if you're going to day trade. So yeah, I am not that person. I'm just a trader, and I'm showing you ideas of how I trade. So remember, you can't really follow me. I'm not licensed, and only trade with money you can afford to lose. I'm doing a book review coming up soon for my favorite books. One of them's Trading in the Zone. Another one's Best Loser Wins. The Trading in the Zone, Mark Douglas, Best Loser Wins, Tom Hogarth, and then the $1 Million Margin Club has a couple I'm doing because they're the only strategy guides I'm going to review. And I'm going to talk to you about a lot of stuff, specifically this, which I've got a lot of negative feedback that I enter in and then I add. It's interesting how other traders that wrote books talk about this. It's not like this is something I've invented, and most people will say you do not add ever into a position. You just get out or you ride it to wherever you had a plan, hit your max loss, you're out, or you wait for it to hit to your profit. That's what people say over and over and over and over again. I do not believe in that at all, and there's a lot of big traders that don't, and people just put out the same, I'm just going to call it crap, over and over and over again. And then when anybody has a voice that isn't like that, it's like, well, that guy's an idiot. He must not know what he's talking about, because I've heard this 1,000 times from other sources. Yeah, the rinse and repeat people who don't have thoughts of their own, and they just rinse and repeat somebody else's ideas. And trading stocks has changed a lot. I know that was a bit harsh, so I am generalizing here. I am not, and of course I can be wrong. So I'm humble enough to know this is just one man's opinion, but I get angry about it because there's always new ideas. There's always different ways to trade. And this is not new. And what I talk about this is when you're going to add to half if you're only going in 25% of position, then you're nowhere near where you're going to hit your max loss right off the bat, right? Everything's changing if you're only going in a quarter of your entire plan. If this becomes your plan, then you look at it a different way. But, you'll see the way I trade. I don't really want to add to the position if it's gone against me until I see signs that it's turning around. And then I want to take advantage to get into more of half or my full position to make the money that I would like to make. It's not trying to recover. It's trying to get that original $10, $20, $50. That's all I'm doing, because these are baby steps. This is not like the RV strategy where you're going to see me hold for $500, $1,000, $2,000 moves. That's a different strategy. And I'm not even calling out, I'm not even using the same indicators I use for that. So I get a lot of those. This isn't like the other stuff. It is not like the other stuff. You are right. This is teaching you to scalp. That's what this is. I'm teaching you to scalp, or trying to show you how to scalp the way I scalp. That's all. Showing you how to scalp the way I scalp. So let me change this $1.5. I see it's way off here. So it will automatically start at whatever the stock's open at. So I'll put this to 0 now. So when you set it throughout the day, because it only covers the $10 area, make sure you go back and reset it to 0. And then when the market opens, every stock's $1.5 will be probably never have to adjust. Just going to get that in order. So let's take a look at what we've got today. I do go on. So Nvidia, I would be long biased on. I did just mark this real quick. It's the only one I've marked. I set your 30-minute levels here. Yeah, it must have been after 9, or did I not set those after 9? That looks wrong. I think I set these before it was 9. No, that's right. Okay. So that candle closed at 9, and I set those levels. So that's the breakout level. It's already broken out. If you go by Day Trading Volume 4, which is a great book, it has 4 different levels that traders use to trade the breakout. So I set those. I'm going to start trying to set those in the stocks I think I'm going to trade. Oh, and then go back to the 5-minute. And then I did your 2-day Fibonacci on a 5-minute chart and your 10-day Fibonacci on a 5-minute chart. And then I set historical data levels where the price action stopped and turned around abruptly. I smoothed a couple to kind of pick up a better level. And then the $1.5 are going to fill these in where we have a lot of data to trade with the crowd and to go by. So that's Nvidia. Now, again, I have my watch list detached up here that's set with a special coding. So this is going to make sure that the stocks that we're looking at do at least 100,000 volume in 1 minute so that we get that flow in the level 2, that we can get outlet that's flowing 10, 12, 15, 20 cents up and down every couple of seconds so you can get in and out, in and out, in and out. And that's a special skill that you learn to do, and you need the right stocks to do it in, right? So this is coded specifically, and it's available at the $1 Million Margin Club. This is interesting, huh, that this is up here. Just make sure I've got this. No, that's not what I wanted to open. Oh no, what did I do with it? I lost it. Get it back up here. I don't know why that stock is there. I'm trying to understand if I have the wrong scanner up here. Give me a second, guys. No, that has hit it. That's a pharmaceutical. That must have news. What is the deal on this stock? Now, we don't really want to trade one with a catalyst now. I mean, that's just going down. I don't understand. Yeah, I guess that just hit because it's just going straight down. And that's why it's hard to borrow. Nobody's going to loan on it because they're terrified. All right, let's go over to AMD. These are the two stocks. I mean, there was a time when I marked these and there was a lot more to choose from. But, as you watch the news this morning, the 10 stocks are 40% of the entire market. 10 stocks. So you see me come back to the same ones because that's where the volatility is. Look at how that fib got respected, guys. Boom, turned right around. I'm not inclined to move that level. Let me look at this historical data here. Yeah, those are all good. I mean, there's a spot there, but that's pre-market, and I don't really hold much validity to those. That open session's right there. It kind of wavered right there on that open session level, and then the others picked up by the fib, and then there's nothing in between. So, yeah, there's something like there. Let's see, where is that? That's right in this area. Yeah, and then we're below it. Yeah, there's nothing really to pick up here. Oh, here's another one. Let's see. Maybe there. Let's see where that ends up right there. Wow, that hit over there on the pre-market too. That's line 5. Yeah, it's right at a fib. Yeah, it's just confusing. I'm just going to get rid of it. Okay, so that's marked out. We'll see how it goes. Let's head over to Palantir and see what we got here. We got a new, but boy, that's an algorithm spike. I would not trust that. So I don't think I want to set the fib to that. I mean, I could take the 2-day fib up here. I could stop it right here. Again, it's very, wow, look at those, huh? What do we got here for this high? The high on that is 188.15. No, I don't want to do that. Let's see. No, that's not the right. Oh, the 0 must be underneath this. Yeah, okay. So no, I'm just not going to mess with it. We're going to leave those fibs right where they lay, so to speak. Sound like Last of the Mohicans. Leave them where they lay. Well, what was our historic there? That's an interesting level that's not marked. This looks like a hard stock to trade. We have to see what the intraday consolidation does. You can see that was picked up over there too from before. So we'll see what it does. But again, I'm never too excited about this one. Let's go to Apple. I don't see Hood up here this morning, so take a look at Hood too. I don't know why Hood's not hitting the volume. We did okay with that yesterday. So here's Apple. That's still viable for the fibs. Yeah. So the fibs look good. Nothing to do here, really. Nope. It looks good for historical data. We wait to see what happens on intraday. Tesla is another one. Yeah, you can see I traded the crap out of that. I mark these intraday levels a lot, and this is not where I did the RV strategy. So this is that's on a different account. So none of those seem viable right now. Look at those. That one, yeah, I guess that's okay. I have all these caveats because when I mark Tesla, I don't respect them as much because it's so volatile and just moves around so in such an odd way that, I'm not loving what it does. 333 way down here. Where's that picked up over here? Anywhere? Yeah, that's interesting on the news that it hit and it spiked right there. Probably a smooth area right there. Maybe. I mean, again, it's almost like you're just rolling the dice when you start to mark that kind of historical. We did Apple, right? Yeah, so what we didn't do is Hood, which is not on the scanner, which is interesting. Hmm. We were in here yesterday trading hood, and it did okay. That level's not too bad, actually, where I marked it there. And then neither is that one. So I might tend to keep some of these just to see what happens today. Fib looks good. We didn't do a 2-day fib, huh? Let's get a 2-day fib on this in case we trade this. So if you're new here, guys, we're just using Fibonacci levels. Always mark left to right, whether they be high or low, and then we're using historical data, support and resistance levels where the stock price has abruptly turned around, and then the candlestick patterns mark those areas, and then we just draw levels to see if they will be, if history will repeat itself, and that's what we're doing. But as we watch the stock, we determine whether these should just be removed, not the fib levels. But the other ones, the fib levels are the oldest historical data there is, and they're pretty well respected by a lot of people. So now I've got to figure out what I want to trade, which is not this at the open. So I think that these stocks are going to go up, these chip stocks. So I'm going to repeat what I normally do and look at Nvidia for a dip, then a run, and see if it's going to give us anything. I don't want to chase it if it just goes straight up. And I don't want to go short on it right now. I want to see the price action. We do have a breakout level marked. I didn't do that in any of the other ones yet, but if I go to trade them, I might do it on a 30-minute. There's our ATR up there. When there's so many lines, your chart is hard to, it won't use its tools correctly, like that tool that I love right there. Oh, this is set for 1 day still, so that's going to screw me up. Doesn't really matter too much until the market magnet kicks in. Then it matters. Oh, come on, really? Didn't really move it, it just tightened it up. So we're getting, it's already going to, it's breaking back up before the pre-market low breakout level. I'm just going to go in with 100 shares on this to see. Don't do that. Oh my God. Can we just not mess with me today, please? Things to look for. Overall market is saying up. This stock showing down on every time increment there is. So any new news? Yeah, it's talking about ETFs going up. Huh. We're headed toward the end of a semiconductor critical inventory correction. That's interesting. I don't really hold much with Chris Costco there. Anyways, any questions? So we got positive and negative news. We've got overall positive news about the whole market and the news that the chips will be available in China. Then we have China saying, no, we can't use their chips. So obviously China is just a small part of Nvidia. Most of the news is out that the tech is nowhere near over going up, that it's switching from innovation to application on a regular rotation, and that although there might be some weakness in the job market, that there will be a lot of jobs still created by AI, even though you're losing some. So it's just it's an exciting new thing that I can't believe it means it's not over. There's no way. So you know, chip stocks, tech stocks, they have some movement here. Let's see what happens. We've got just a few seconds and we're going to get into this. Thinking about going on the ladder and setting this, but I guess I'll just hold out and do ask and bid. Here we go. It's taken off. Not going to chase it. Not going to chase it. We're going to wait for a dip. Which way is this going to run today? So it's stopping on the 50 cents. All right, I'm going to go ahead and try to grab it there. I did. I'm hoping it's going to go right back up, but I may end up with a bad down position. So, but I want to see this move up and break this out here. So I want to see it get up like 70 cents. So I'm going to hold it for a little bit, which, you know, my normal way of strategy, that's almost being too greedy because this is enough to take a profit to start our day. But I'd like to see it break up here. And then you wonder, like, do you just add and keep going? But then you're trading it like a momentum stock, right? So that first candle ended up red, which is not good. But there's definitely time to correct that situation. As far as going my way, meaning that's a correction. So how greedy do I get? There's the first breakout. Even dollars 83. Boy, I should have taken it. I think I should have taken it up there. See if it spikes again. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and see if it picks me up there. Didn't do it. It's right here I am at the 98. It's fading. I think if I hit market, it's going to hurt me. You know how this hurts you on market, right? And I could have done just the spread so little that I probably should have just done sell the bid, and I would be out of this position. So, but there it goes. It's going to go up to catch me right now. You can see on the level 2, it was moving 12 cents upward on the 2 last swales. Rewind and watch. There's a way to just literally see what's about to happen. So now I'm out of this trade right when it's going up. And I don't want to short it. I do not want to short it. So what I should do is wait for consolidation and trade the way the strategy is meant to be traded. But I'm a day trader. I still get FOMO if I feel I can read the price action correctly. Hope you guys, well, you shouldn't trade it, but if for those of you that did, I hope you picked up on that. Now, trading the open strategy, you should have gotten in right where I got out. So I'm going to watch this for a minute to see if we want to ride this higher. Look for a dip. I'm going to go ahead and get in. I bought the ask to get in. I just wanted to get in and see if this is going to be a little retracement or a big retracement. So I'm 856, ready, willing to go down. I don't want to see it break the breakout level, which would take away most of my profit. And I'll probably just get out at that point if it does that. But I'm going for bigger money. I'm trying to ride it up. It's pretty high for it too, 83. So you can look at it so many different ways. You look at the data in front of you, then you look at, hey, it's pretty high for the day. Maybe you should wait, you know. There it goes. So if I sell the bid, I'll get out for sure. And we're just looking for a bit more up here. Maybe up to 184 would be a spot that I should worry about it turning around again. Now, I'm not using the reverse button. That's coming up. Not this month. Maybe next month we'll get into closer to the RV way of trading. But we're trying to make this more for people on fixed incomes, making a certain amount of money. What did we get up to? 73 cents on the ask. on the bid was 69. I'm just going to take that. It's wavering. Oh, it should have picked me up. Weird how it put me over on the ask when I hit bid and it put me on the ask. Well, that's not too bad. If it starts to consolidate right here, then we've got our stock for the day. Let's see what it's going to do. Take a look at the other stuff. Wow. Yeah, so AMD just took off. What is going on with that? Oh my God. Let's get a look at that. That's just, I'm looking at the scanner and it's just like, did that really happen that way? Is that true? Like, is that straight up the way it looks? Yes, it is. Wow. That would have been a great trade to catch, huh? FOMO. So we probably should expect some serious retracement here, right? What is this? Is there some news on that? No, it's the same exact news. You know, it was undervalued compared to Nvidia the way it was moving. It corrected a lot more than Nvidia did. So I think it's getting back to where it should have been. Let me see what we can do on the 1 minute here. If I should just go back to Nvidia. Again, we're not even to where I should be trading consolidation yet. So I'm kind of just looking at possible moves we could do here. I'm going to take a look at the level 2 and just see what kind of opportunities. So this is going to pull the magnet up. You see it coming in? There it goes. Boom. So that should send it up. Let's see if it might take a minute, but it should send it up. So this is the spot to buy the dip, which I am definitely thinking about doing, but I haven't done my due diligence watching this level 2. Seriously, that should have picked me up immediately, and it didn't do it. So that would have been a good trade. I saw it happening with the magnet, and it didn't pick me up. This is so tight that at this point, market's probably the way to go to because the spread is so tight. But we're not going to get a call out quite that great again because that told us it was going to go up, and it went up like 30 cents. And I missed the move. So now I have to make sure it's not just retracing more. So we're back down to the even dollar. I'm going to go ahead and assume that we're retracing. Try to get out for a quick 14, 16 bucks there. Or not. Again, I probably should have just gone market at this point, and I would have had a winning trade there, but I did not, and now I got a losing trade. There is your ATR high. So we're due for some retracement action here, so I've got to be careful here that I just don't try to ride this down by adding as it turns around a little bit. Just get out before it gets too bad for me here. So right now it's just showing straight down on the level 2. I don't see any reprieve. Minor, but not enough. Okay, there it is. Is that going to hold and send us up or not? Could have got out for even money there, and I didn't take it because it looked like it might actually make a bigger move. It is not going up. It is going down. Last hurrah for this, or I'm out for a loss, which hurts my average, which I hate. There we go. All right, at least my average is up. That's stupid, isn't it? I watched this price action come across the magnet. I should have held it. I saw it coming across, right? And I just was like, no, it's acting weird down here. I'm going to get out. I got a feeling in my toe. Oh, boy. My RV guys would be screaming at me if I called that the way I'm calling these tight scalps. Now we got about the same number every morning here, which is cool. I hear I expected there to be thousands, but I hear what I have is actually really good. And I didn't understand how many people come to stream. You have to have made your PDT rule and be into this kind of trading, and I'm hoping it'll build up with more people that can make a living and become successful here. Wow. Hesitate to short it, huh? Man, it's really strong going up. It should get some retracement here, though. We'll look at 184 to go to short it. There it goes. I'm going to go ahead and grab it there. I'm not going to get greedy for a downward retracement if it gives me an opportunity like I'm hoping it will. Come on. Let's retrace. Let's not go straight up. This is where I get hurt because I'll add as it starts to turn around and then it just goes right back up really fast. So already regretting trying to retrace it, or maybe got into it a little too soon. Thought the 184 might be the place, you know, but now it's 184.50. Is it going to break that? Because I will just get out of this. There's a swale down there, so no, that's an upward move. Looks like a bad trade. Yeah, I'm just going to take a hit, guys. I shouldn't have gone short on that move. So that hurt my overall average and money today. So I don't want to chase it up either, so I'd look for a dip. So I'll have to come back to this and make that green. I don't like it being red, but I'm still up for the day, but let's see if this, so this is actually consolidating like we want. So for some reason, AMD's decided that it really needed to correct and go way up today. It does seem like AMD is a little more emotional, like the traders on that, than Nvidia, if that's possible. That they ride it down faster than ride it up faster. So what do we got here? So we're coming up to the, oh yeah, so we passed the 11th minute right here. So we're in a consolidation mode. What are our levels? Go up in share size to a quarter of my full. Oh, wait, what's my full share size here? I'm sorry, 125. I can't do that. Okay. I'll just keep it at 100. So the max share on PDT is 500. So I didn't break that anywhere, right? Okay, yeah. So 100 to keep it where everybody else can do. So this is interesting here. I'm going to go ahead and get in there on a long, expecting I could get hurt a little. If it broke the 183, I'd be concerned. That's $42 down, and that would be the high ATR. So we're looking for support right here. We've got the 9, 14, 20. We have historical data. And that's all I really had to go by here. The risk oscillator says it's weaker going up than down. The scalp pro meter said it was at the top, said it was continuing to go down. I'm riding the consolidation, thinking I can add to half my position as it turns around here. So I'm closely watching the level 2 action here to see if I get an advantage to get in on a turnaround here. Nope. So hit 183 even. Broke it, killing me. Second bad trade. There is the breakout low. Broke the breakout high. Now it's the breakout low. It is going to retrace to open, it looks like. If it breaks 183 moving up, I will add. Depending on what the level 2 looks like. Nope, it is not showing me a lot of strength. Hanging on that breakout. Whole market is showing going down. And I'm blowing all my profits. You would think that that news story would be good. We deployed location tractors. Oh my God. What is it doing here? All right. I don't want to dig out of a deep hole, guys. What are you doing to me? Too soon to call this direction. I'm not in a consolidating trade pattern, which is, again, bad. I'm just trading. And it's not... there's no real data telling me what to do here, other than we're getting right close to the open now. Got a long way to go to get me green. I would need a second green candle, thinking moving up with some real momentum to add to this. Otherwise, I'm just going to hurt slower as it goes down. It could go up really fast, so I'm just kind of getting ready to add if it seems like it's going to give me a positive push here. So we're right in the middle between the 5 minutes. That's not ideal to add. So if it breaks 183, I'm going to wait for 183. I'd like to wait for the next candle, honestly, which is in 4 seconds. So that's going to close green. And then we'll look for this to break 183 before I go into half my position. And that would get me at 883.21 roughly at a price point. But this needs to confirm that it's turning around here, and it hasn't done that yet. So very slow on level 2 doing the reversal here. There it goes a little bit. If it doesn't stop dead at 83, I'll probably wait a hair past 183 just to make sure it's not going to bang off it and turn around off the even dollar. There it goes up, up. And I'm going to go ahead and go in there for 200 shares, which is half my position, and hope it does not fade out here. So now I'm at 22. I said 21 because I went a little over the 200 shares, and I'm going to wait for it to make a little bit bigger move up here or get out fast if it starts to head down. Still showing good signs of recovery to get back to where it was. I mean, 83.50 maybe. That's 30 cents, 60 bucks on this trade, or was much higher here. Yeah, 183.97 was its high. Oh, it's hurting me again. Broke back through the 83. Don't make a bear flag. Oh my God. That is not good. What do we have? That was on the 10th. So we're right at this candle. So they 5 minutes are seeing red. That was a strong candle there. I mean, it's at the top of it, so it needs to show some recovery here for me. It's using this breakout level as a ceiling. Waiting out the move. We got this one, guys. Just wait out the move. We're going to be okay. This is a good pattern here if it closes green. All right. So it didn't quite close green on the 5-minute, unfortunately. It closed as a rickshaw man, which is good for... That's a reversal sign on the 5-minute, so a lot of people would read it that way. Let's break that. We want to break that breakout. A lot of people are going to go in at that level. They'll go long when it hits that. So the people that are trading all the open strategy breakouts, that's based on the 30-minute. So let's hold some faith that that's going to happen, and they're going to jump in. Some jumped in right there. Their volume almost hit 500,000. They were waiting on that. You got a reversal sign. Everything now says it's going to go up. So that's a good sign. 15 minutes see nothing but green. You can see here everything's looking good to hold this trade now into some good profit. So let's get some profit out of this trade here. It's going to do its typical ups and downs, and then it's going to end up here somewhere. Stay on target. I'm green finally. All right, so now you got the $0.25. This is going to break that. Looking closer for the $0.50 for a nice profit. I don't mind selling market. For the slippage should be small. The spread is small. There's a lot. This is thickly traded. We've increased as we go up, which is a really good sign in volume. So everything's going our way right now if you're in this trade. So we should make some money here. Let's see. Straight across the top, buyers. Nice, strong, 15-minute strong. This entire market's going up. We just got to hold out. Let's see if this magnet could pull up. That would be the last thing. MACD is now telling you that it should be going up. It broke that fib, but then it got stuck at this historical data. What is that historical data? That's 183.28. Where is that? That's this one. That's from a couple of days ago, a high. So that's a pretty decent level. So we want to see it break that. Wasting a lot of time on one trade here, so we got to make it a good one at this point. There we go. Get up toward the 50 cents, and I'll rethink about entering long or short. But I'll take the scalp. Ugh. Yeah, the buyers faded there, so that's slightly concerning. I'm just going to take that. I'm just going to take that small trade and get ready to re-enter on a dip here. I saw that it was going to dip with 200 shares, so I'm like, I want to get out and get in down here. There's at the fib. Is it going to hold that? I want to give me a dip. I want a dip, a bigger dip. Didn't do it. For those of you that held in it, then you did better there. Yeah, I'm kind of stuck over here. I don't know why I'm staying here because this is not consolidating anymore. It's creating a new channel here, but it seems like the upward momentum might be the way to go here. When you see the market this strong. It's like buying a dip on a stock that's going up with a strong market is not a bad move. Now the target's past there. All data says up. Any good dip in here. I'm just going to take it there because I can't seem to catch a better dip. So I'm going to take it there out of impatience and try to get a small victory here. And of course, whenever I'm impatient, this is what happens. Well, I would have grabbed it by now anyway, either way, so. Very slow rise in money with only 100 shares. So your max share size on this, if you've made the PDT, should be 500 shares. Look at that. And it broke that too. Wow. So overall, this is not going too well for me. I think I only made like $7 on that last horrible trade. And I thought I could capitalize, and it's just doing some weird stuff this morning. Maybe it is channeling. My channels are just a little too tight. So it seemed to stop just below the 183 before. Whereas our market open is way down here, 182.32. It's doing the same thing to me. Again, I'm going to try to get into the as it climbs up. Try to get a better position. If it's showing me a reversal, which it did not entirely, so that's why I didn't do it. Oh wow! So this is a repeat trade. I should have switched stocks. Hard to call today. Jeez, it's not doing what I want it to do. There's that fib. That fib stopped it right prior before. So this might be what it's going to do here, is create this channel in this level and go up from here. Let's see if we can. What's the strength on that? That's just past the 1 minute. I'm going to go ahead and do that, guys. I think it's just about to go up. I'm looking at the reversal. Sellers didn't make it to the top. You've got the momentum hitting it upward here. So I went in for a quick run there to hopefully make it go up, and saw it going up, hoping that that was the case as it started to go. Would have been better to wait for a little more confirmation, but I wanted to get in a better position. So now I'm right at the even dollar to break even, just ahead of it. So anywhere above that line is going to be a profitable trade. So this closes in 2 seconds, nice and green. Now when we get over to this red line, we want to make that green, and that's going to be a tough call because that's all the way over here at 183.22, which at that point I might just get out of the trade. I'd hate it to start consolidating right down here, which looks like it's starting to do. It's out of my position. I could go full position down here on a turnaround and then get out for a profit up here. Again, we have the buy-sell oscillator saying that it's going to go up. Buyers were at the top, but the volume weakened. And of course, we did it. The market suddenly decided it's going to not be going up again. 15-minute shows it up. What is AMD? Still way up there. Tesla's way up. Apple's up 231 now. Amazon hit the hood, finally hit the scanners. Wow, I should have been trading a different stock because I can't take enough trades here. This is the problem with the timing thing with you guys, that I can't take enough trades to, it's not moving enough so that I can make the money while we're alive here. I need more time. I need more consolidation trading here. I could have caught this just in the wrong spot. That's 50-cent moves here. I think the low starting with the quarter share size might be a problem too, because lots of opportunities to make money with a higher share size early on, $10, $12, $15. I'm just trying to assess the way I'm trading by keeping under the PDT and only going 25% of my position. So I would look to, based on our time together, I would look to, if it flips below back to the fib and comes back up, I'd look to go full position here. So let's see. So that's 82.40. And then I'd want to see, yeah, because that closed red past that 5-minute mark, 1 hour mark. So 5-minute and 1 hour and 30-minute and 15-minute mark, which means a lot of people played it down right there. So we need some reversal. For me, it's a very small trade, but for you guys, it might be huge. So you've got to keep to your own max loss here. All right, so it's starting to go back up, but that's not enough. Nope. All right. Hit the fib, turn around, give me 2 green candles, and we're off to the races. You can see the P&L here, how many pennies. If you go to the day chart, you can see my capital expenditure here. That's a definitely strong move there. It looks like that's definitely going up there. So do I pull the trigger? There, close green. I'm going to go ahead and go in there for the full share size. So I have to get ready to get out if it starts to plummet here. So now I'm down at 182.85, which should hit, I think, in a minute, but who knows? See how it's turning around. I don't like the look of that. This should go up. What goes down must go up, right? Is that what it is? What goes up must come down. Oh, good. Well, no, that's bad. It's pulling the market down, the magnet down, see? So that's bad for me. So it just hit it down, so that's not good. Now there's some above it, though. Wow, that hurt. And it went all the way back down to the, and it broke it. So it's hitting the next fib. So somewhere in here I have to pull the trigger to get out. I'm just seeing how bad it's going to be. Now it's off the it's dropped below the open. Oh guys, I'm leading you astray here on this trade. It's already 10:03. I'm sure I can recover from this today, but I hate digging out of holes constantly. $250 on this trade. Where does it end? All right, let me take a look here. So we're down here. Is it deciding that that's bad news? Is that what it's doing? Because it doesn't seem like that's bad news to me, but maybe it's deciding that that's bad news. I think I'd win on a swing here, but yeah, it's getting painful. You know, I don't want to lose money just because I want to show you guys you should get out. I assume that you have gotten out for your max loss at this point. I think I'm going to swing this today with 400 shares, no problem. And I'm going to look for what I'd like this to recover to. So this is... it's still dropping. It's 81. Let me just get a look at stuff here. $80.20. What's my position? My position's 82.85. 82.85. I'm not even a buck off. You know, I'm really close to its level. It's got an ATR of $4. I'm just a buck off of it. It's easily to recover today. So I would not get out of this trade except for you guys. But you're doing your own max loss. So I'm gonna trade this like I would normally trade it. I'm not gonna go beyond the share size that you should be able to take. That's the only thing I'll stick to, but starting to show some signs of recovery now, or at least stopping. But what I'll do is I'll set it on the ladder, and we'll take a look at some other stocks as well, just to see. So I'm just trying to determine how much money I want to make, because I am going to make money on this stock today. So 82.85 is where I'm at. I bet it's going to close up here, guys. I bet it's going to close in like 185 today. That's what I think. How greedy do I get, you know? There's the breakout. I'll drop below. I'll go like 183. I won't go a whole dollar on it. I'll just go like 183, say 42, based on those levels. All right, not going to set my share size so low that it doesn't matter that people see that. So that's my logic there, guys. I swing it. I'm a swinging it. Let's take a look at some of these others. Is AMD still? Actually, you know what I wanted to look? I wanted to look at Hood to see what it's doing. Oh, okay. Swing it. Is that a market correction on Robinhood or whatever? What's going on here? I know some of you are probably trading this morning. Let's see what that looks like right now for starting to come back on an upward trend, consolidating. Well, that's not good news. Yeah, I don't know. That doesn't make me real long biased, that story. Let's take a look at Tesla. I can only do 50 shares according to the PDT for quarter position. Five minutes retracing. Let's see if the Let's see what the 1 minute looks like. Are we here? Yeah, there we are. Magnet's pulling it up. This is all actually fairly positive news. The market's acting weird, but this could just be something that's, you know, the beginning before it takes off. I say weird because I thought it was going to go up today everywhere. And it did go up in the beginning and then came back down because this is higher than it was. So see if I can trade a little bit more with you guys. Yeah, Nvidia's still going down. Hurting me. AMD still going up. Weird. Very odd. $344. Wow, I was going to say 344 is a good spot, and it broke it. I'm looking to buy a dip here, but it just broke out of consolidation here, so. Yeah, I'm not having stocks that are consolidating. That's the problem. So I am very perplexed by the market generally going down now. Spread's pretty bad, but it's going to be hard to get in. Shows it going up for the most part here. Oh, I just missed it. I almost pulled the trigger. Goes down. It was a lower hangman there. Is really supposed to be at the top of the pattern, so that's not really. It's a reversal sign, but weak here on the 1 minute. It's definitely pulling back up. I'm going to go ahead and go in on the rise here. Man, it is not my day, huh? I do feel that was a bit of a forced trade, and I'm paying for it. Gonna make me dig out of a hole today, I think. As Nvidia continues to go down, hurting me over there. All right. Down to 34. Bought it on the rise, and it is just not going my way. It is not my day, guys. Hopefully you're doing better. There we go. Show us some real recovery, not at $10. Can you show me something at least $20? Give me 20. Oh man, I should have probably taken the 10. This is just a bad day. Is this going to consolidate right here off the 44? That would be nice. You can go to max share size on Tesla. Well, Tesla can really go to 250. I don't think I'd go that high, though. I might go to 200, though, if the opportunity presented itself to make a profit. Still showing straight down the 5, but it's consolidating here, wanting to turn around. It's making a little flat top. We want it to break this here. That's the bottom of the market magnet. And magnet's up here, so that's price action's being drawn to this direction generally. Buyers want out, but target share is still higher on the shorts. Be stupid to add unless we see a real movement here. Man, you are just not making me feel good. This is not doing what it needs to do for me here on the level 2. So suddenly slowed way down to like 10-cent moves, and they swale fast enough where the market might actually give me a loss if I got out, unless it gives me at least a 2 here the other way. So, and I don't want to count it a baby step anymore because it's taken forever to take the trade. You're supposed to be taking quick scalps when you take that small of a trade, so it can build it up fast, It is closing higher toward the 344.50 each time as it switches, as it... All right. Dare I go look? You want to look to see how painful it is on the other end over here? Because it's probably pretty friggin' painful. $500 down. Oof. Starting its turnaround. For those of you that were foolish enough to stay with me. So now we want it all the way back up to that. Boy, doesn't that seem far? That seems like a long way. But we want it to close up in here, right? 85 today. We're going to get it way up in here. So this is nothing. This is just on its route to being closing at 185. I'll say 185.38. 185.38 today. That's where we're going. So let's get up there. Let's start going. Come on, guys. All right, guys, I'll give you a update on how this turned out. Thanks for trading with me this morning. I hope you're doing a little better than how I started with this. It's starting to turn around, thank goodness. It's probably not done doing a little bit of dipping, though, and torturing me before it goes up. But I do believe it will make me a profit here. It's got to wait it out. If I wasn't doing the rule, I would have added down here even more so. I do not think it's going to drop off today. Again, I'll keep saying that, but you guys take your own trades. And I think the worst is over for me, but who knows? No one really knows, right? Okay, guys, be careful out there. Thanks for trading along with me. I hope you did okay today. We started out good, and then this hit. But what was the other stock? Oh, this was the stock we were up on to begin with. That's why the difference is $100. Yeah. Okay. All right, guys, I'll see you soon. Stay inquisitive out there, and go green.